Now, I have a very perfect example of stupid that just showed up in the New York Times, I think today. See, here's the story. When New York Governor Andrew Cuomo said there's going to be a 10 p.m. curfew at bars across the state in order to retard the spread of the COVID-19 virus, a tavern on Staten Island named Mac's Public House stayed open beyond the curfew. And when indoor dining was banned in the area, Staten Island included, because of a high coronavirus infection rate, the bar continued to serve local customers inside. In other words, middle finger raised to the idea of public health and taking care of your neighbors. Oh, and Governor Cuomo. So, when the state of New York suspended that bar's liquor license, the general manager of the bar announced a way to skirt the law. And what he did was he started serving food and alcohol for free, still indoors, in exchange for a contribution. The bar owner, one Keith McIlharney, ignored cease and desist notices and rapidly accrued fines. Mr. McIlharney painted an orange rectangle out front and declared the bar an autonomous zone. He publicly taunted Governor Cuomo and New York's Mayor de Blasio, whom he called DeBozo. He taunted them to come down in person and take the license off the wall. But this week, the city and the state struck back, making the tavern, Mac's Public House, a flashpoint in the COVID culture wars. A war that has turned some business owners and party hosts into rebels against pandemic restrictions. Rebels with a cause. Continuing with this article in the Times, in New York City, Staten Island has been one of the centers of rebellion, even as authorities began constructing an emergency field hospital because of a soaring coronavirus infection rate in that borough. The zip code in the area where the bar is located has an 8.62 test positivity rate, the fourth highest among New York City zip codes in the last 7 days. Staten Island diverges from the city's four other boroughs in its Republican political leanings and its support for President Trump, and indeed in the desire of some of its residents over the years to secede from the city of New York. On Tuesday, deputies from the city's sheriff's office arrested the bar manager, Danny Presti, for obstructing governmental administration. They led him away in handcuffs as protesters and loyal customers heckled them. State Senator Andrew Lanza, a Republican who represents the area, showed up Tuesday night to support the bar and told the New York Post that he was surrounded and physically restrained by deputies when he tried to force his way in to assist Mr. Presti. Mr. Lanza did not respond to requests for comment yesterday from the New York Times. And on Wednesday night, protesters gathered outside the bar, many holding American flags and chanting, shouting against Mr. Cuomo, the governor. Here's a transcript of what I guess it was Presti, the bar manager, and some of the protesters were shouting as people were taken away for violation of the law outside Mac's Public House in Staten Island, this bar on Staten Island. Here's what was said. Mr. Presti, the bar manager, is speaking. The mayor and the governor, look around. Look around here. Look what you made us do. Look what you made good, hardworking, tax-paying Americans do. Protester, you're killing us. It seems that at the worst times is when I'm the proudest to be a New Yorker. Last time I felt proud, this proud, was unfortunately during Hurricane Sandy, when all of us came together as a community, walking down in Newdorp Beach, all helping each other. And this is exactly what's happening. When it happened then, it's now happening. We take back our community. We're all together. We take back Staten Island tonight. Crowd, USA, 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 USA. All right, that's just a brief part of the transcript of what this guy was saying until he got arrested. I think I have the story right. He was the one that was arrested. And I looked at the video. And here's this huge crowd of white people, mostly males, who were carrying flags. And I mean, what the fuck? Did somebody just invade Staten? No, I mean, I don't mean figuratively. I mean, literally, did some foreign power just invade Staten Island and they're holding all the women and children hostage while the men have to get together with flags and speeches and threaten rebellion? Well, did all of a sudden it come to pass that nobody in greater New York would have anything to do with Staten Islanders, so they're all starving to death and the pharmacies are running out of drugs and the water companies are running out of water and the power's being cut off? Is that why all these people were there shouting and screaming and raising flags? Well, no to both of those two examples. They were there because a goddamn bar was closed. They were there because in defiance of public health, in defiance of rules designed to prevent people from killing each other with viruses, they showed up with their flags and their chants of USA, USA over a bar closing. Look, I understand and accept the fear and the anger that comes from seeing a business have its means of commerce restricted. But there are some things bigger than being able to sell shots of whiskey or cans of beer or hamburgers or hot dogs or corned beef sandwiches. There really is. And besides, the people who run Mac's Public House very simply could have solved the goddamn situation the same way the situation has been solved, say, here in Atlanta. Molly and I have not been restricted in the times we wanted to have restaurant food since this pandemic began. And you know why? Because the restaurant owners here in Atlanta figured it out. We'll just sell our food on a takeout basis. Call ahead, order it, come by, pick it up, all is well. And some enterprising restaurant bar combinations here in Atlanta have taken their creativity even a step further. They've taken the tables out of the bar and set them in the parking lot. And set them far enough apart and put up signs that said, unless you are eating or drinking, please keep your mask on. Please stay 6 feet at least apart. And guess what? Guess what? It's worked. To the degree that such a thing can work when you're dealing with a pandemic. But my point is simply that no bar manager or restaurant owner has rallied the troops, the Trump maggot freak asses, to come in front of his bar or her restaurant and start shrieking and screaming and waving flags and chanting USA, and then been arrested in spite of the public demonstration. That's not happened here. And this is the goddamn South. This is the buckle of the Bible Belt. This is Gone with the Wind. This is where white Southerners don't take shit from them Yankee bastards up north or the Yankee bastards here in the state house in Georgia itself, even though they're all born in Georgia and they're Southerners, and they're still Yankee bastards. That doesn't happen here at a restaurant or a bar. But Staten Island? What is wrong with these people? I don't care if it's Staten Island or Catalina Island. It doesn't make any difference. Hi, Truth Seekers. Mike Malloy here. As you know, we've switched formats and are now broadcast exclusively on the Progressive Voices Network. So that means you get fewer program interruptions, no corporate commercials, and lots of profanity. But our format change also means some of our radio listeners no longer hear the program. It's been a while since I mentioned our podcasts, so you may have forgotten that there is a way to listen to this program anytime you need a good dose of screaming. Visit MikeMalloy.com and subscribe to our podcast. As a podcast subscriber, you can download the program to your mobile device and take me with you wherever you go. And if you have a friend who needs a dose of truth-seeking, you can give a gift subscription as well. That's MikeMalloy.com, and never miss a minute of the uncensored fun and frivolity.